This is everything you need to know about controller to get you started, regardless of the game you're playing. Settings, technique, aim assist, hardware, all of it, right here. Starting with settings, the first thing you need to get right is your dead zone. Dead zone is the amount you have to move your stick before the game registers any input. It is meant to prevent stick drifts from wear and tear of the controllers, but in doing so, it adds latency to your inputs because now you have to move your joystick to a certain threshold before it starts registering. So you'll want this setting as low as possible. Start at 5%. That covers most controllers, including the ones with stick drift. But if it's still drifting, increase that number in small increments until you find a sweet spot. Conversely, if it's fine at 5% and you want it more responsive, slowly lower it to see how low you can go. We'll come back to stick drifts and controller hardware later in the video, but what you need to do next is get your response curve dialed in. This controls the relationship between how far you push the stick and how fast the game responds. Linear means it's a straight 1-to-1. Halfway on the stick is halfway speed. All the way is full speed. Other curves bend that relationship so the game responds differently, depending on where you are on the stick. Start with linear so you're training with what your thumb actually does. And once you've built the skill, you can start experimenting to see which one works best for you. If you're just starting and don't know what sends to use, here's a quick drill to find one that feels natural to you. Start a little on the low side for whatever game you're playing. Low is easier to feel your way up from than fast is to rein back in. Before you touch the number though, set your dead zone as low as your sticks allow without drift, because the setup can feel wrong for reasons that have nothing to do with sensitivity. Then dial it in like this. Hop into a training range, put the target in front of you, and make the kind of turn you actually make in a fight. Snap onto it, then snap to one beside it. If your crosshair sails past and you're dragging it back, you're too high. If you're pushing the stick and still straining to get there, too low. Throw in a full 182, just so you know where the far end of your range sits. Nudge it a tiny bit. Test again, and keep going until both feel clean. Then stick with it. Your aim adapts on the scale of weeks, not days. So once a number feels right, commit to it. Leave it alone long enough that your hands stop noticing it's there. If you're retuning every session, you're never actually adapting. You're just resetting the clock. Honestly, the number matters less than you'd think as long as your control is solid underneath it. Get the control down first. The reps are what tell you whether the setting still fits. In your actual matches though, the whole thing shifts because now aim assist is in play. Aim assist is doing two things for you, and most controller players only know about one of them. The first is aim slowdown. When your crosshair gets near an enemy, the game quietly drops your sensitivity. Your stick is still moving the same amount, but the crosshair slows down, which makes those tiny corrections possible. That's why you can run a faster sends on controller than the raw numbers suggest. The second is rotational aim assist, and this is the one most players don't know exists. It keeps your crosshair tracking an enemy as they move. The catch is, it only activates when you're moving too. Stand still and it switches off completely. Most players lock their feet, focus on the stick, and never realize they've turned it off entirely. So movement on controller isn't just about survival, it's part of your aim. Strafe during a fight so the game tracks for you. The problem is, you can't train raw stick control in any game that has aim assist. It's always covering for you. Aimlabs removes it completely, so you're training the actual skill with nothing masking your mistakes. Go back to any shooter after that and it will feel a lot easier. With your sensitivity figured out, it's time to sort out your ADS sensitivity too. Whenever you aim down sights, your field of view narrows and the world zooms in. The problem is, your sensitivity doesn't know that. So the same value that felt perfect during hipfire now feels way too fast when you're scoped in. Your crosshair overshoots, corrections feel harder, and everything just feels off. If that's happening to you, lower your ADS sensitivity separately from your hipfire sensitivity. A lot of games do this automatically, but not all of them. It's worth checking your settings either way. Here's the logic behind keeping them different. Hipfire is for moving around quickly and finding targets. ADS is for when you've already found them and just need to land the shot. The way you move the stick matters more than most players think. Most players push the stick all the way to the edge. That's actually the hardest place to control, which means you're already making things harder for yourself. Instead, focus on what's called the live zone. That's the range between the dead zone and the full edge of the stick. This is where smooth aim happens, and this is where most of your real in-game aim should be happening. Credits to orbital deflection for these concepts. Now, none of this matters if your hardware is fighting you. Bad controllers can hold your aim back, no matter how much you train. Most standard controllers use potentiometer sticks, and they have a ceiling. They wear down over time, and that's when the sticks start to drift. This is where TMR sticks make a real difference. They are more precise and durable, so your aim stays consistent even after heavy use. Hall effect triggers matter too. they respond faster, so you don't have to press the buttons all the way down every time you shoot. In fast gunfights, this makes all the difference. The GameSir G7 Pro 8K Aimlabs edition covers all of this. It's built around TMR sticks and Hall effect triggers, and it's officially made in collaboration with Aimlabs, so you can expect the best hardware designed specifically for aiming. When you aim train, you repeat the same motions again and again, with no breaks in between. Unlike a real match, where you naturally get pauses between fights. That adds up on your wrists over time, and can lead to strain or injury if you're not careful. So take regular breaks, stretch your wrists and fingers between sessions, and take the time to strengthen your fingers, hands, and forearms. Small habits like these go a long way. Whether you want to practice flicking for faster reactions, tracking for smoother gunfights, or target switching to get those multi-kills, you can train all of that on Aimlabs, and it's available on console too. And if you want a controller built for all of this, the GameSir G7 Pro 8K Aimlabs edition is out now. Get yours today, the link is in the comments. Plug in your controller, boot up Aimlabs, and put in those reps to become a better aimer.